and to fulfill the mission, we need stability. So our soul, who has all the gifts and all the attributes and all the resources, this soul needs to feel safe here on earth. And by incarnating, most of the souls choose an environment that is not safe, where they actually can't feel stable and supported to bring this into the world. But the funny thing about this, of course, this is the most crucial part. And I perceive it like, especially in these times, we are incarnating in surroundings that bring up all the topics from past lives, and everything is coming together, and we are just pushing through the layers and blockages and fears and restrictions and resistances and all of it straight into your face. Because this is the shit that is making the lotus blossom. And as we did it in all other incarnations before, now it is compromised and, hacked. To overcome it finally, to have, and like that's how I perceive it for myself. Maybe some other life paths were different, but for me, by many life situations, I felt reminded about things that I also got revealed in energetic healing sessions. Yeah. And but the main goal is to find your way as a human to make you feel safe, to bring this into reality, what you want to bring into reality here on this planet, because this is part of the larger mission. This is the puzzle piece that is crucial for, making the world a better place, which is quite overdue.
But how would you describe to people that are struggling with everyday life that, making the ends meet is even hard for them, and how would you like to describe finding the purpose, then doing it, even if it's a very abstract thing? How would you like to concern them that it is the way?
I would say that it is not like finding the purpose is a trap itself. This is a trap itself. Seriously, this is already a trap. And it is like you can't, because being is the purpose. Being is the purpose. And everything that results from that state is what you are meant to do here. But this whole world around us puts way too much emphasis on the act and on the doing and on the finding it. But it is much more in the first level a state of being that you have to find.
So you would like to say that it's not about being a superhero, it's about being just in the moment?
I would say, on some level, yes, being in the moment, but not only, sitting in meditation in the morning, being in the moment, and the rest of the day you are completely in chaos and your children are freaking you out and you are completely lost. No, it is about 24/7 mastering your state of being, because you are broadcasting all the time. And you can't create, and by create I mean manifest, and by manifest I mean being the state of energetic field that attracts the right things to you, and the right impulses and the right thoughts and feelings and etc. So mastering this state. To not be all the time still, but to know, to always have this is very individual. Yeah.
Okay, but let's go to the topic.
Maybe I would like.
No, not.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let's get deeper to the topic. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
how would you describe the state? Describe it,
Okay.
please, because some of people will not even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So the state is really not about excitement, because this can also be a trap on this human journey. Any kind of emotions are a trap, quote unquote. They are beautiful, they are just one layer of experience being a human, but yeah, doing something for excitement is definitely not what you are aiming for. It is more about a sense of peacefulness, a sense of, and this is the energy where you are resting in yourself, where the outside drama is not catching you and catching your energy, because the moment something outside of you happens and you judge the situation, you judge the person, you are in resistance to what's going on, you give your energy away. And that is pulling you outside of yourself. And that's the state that I would recommend to aim for 24/7. Because actually this is the most sacred thing. Your energy, your state of being is the most sacred thing. Yeah.
But you know that the topic is very, very wide, and we can also go through energetic works, also the other tools.
Of course.
And just state is the one thing, but working with your energetic bodies and other topics.
Of course. I would not underestimate any healing methodologies that are available in this world. They are all great, but I have to say that also in the alternative scene, I feel, and especially, okay, maybe it was just true for me, but maybe also for other women who are too much looking outside of them, and also for healers and tools and techniques. And in the end, because I was using all the tools, I was visiting healers, I was meditating, I was doing yoga, I was doing all of these things that others claim to be succeeding, right, and provided nice results, and they were simply not working for me in that degree that it did for the others. And what really shifted something for me were these simple things, and they were zero money. Yeah, I didn't pay any for this. It was in my own control. I could do it all the time. Yeah, and actually that really started to shift things in my life. And I would also say, because when you are in this energetic field of, because we are creating reality all the time ourselves, and if you are in that field of nothing is working for me and I have to prove myself, probably what you attract will also again prove that point to you. So in that kind of energy, you will probably also attract not the right healers, quote unquote, that really help you out of that state. You know what I mean?
Of course. So would you agree with the statement that in the beginning, to make a change, you should believe, or I don't know how to put it in different words, but to just put energy to see things differently, that they can really work, not seeking for proof that this is not working in the beginning. You should a little bit believe, then miracles will come to you, because this is the law of attraction.
yeah, definitely, I would agree that doing these things and visiting these healers and having those experiences definitely opened my horizon, and it was all super great that I, yeah, was just more open what is actually possible and how little we know being a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the end, the real shift is not expensive, and it's probably not the 2,000 euro coaching. You know what I mean? And that's just something that is also important to me because there are so
Yeah.
many people, and they're all providing their experiences for customers. But yeah, I think I would like to give much more power to the people who maybe don't have 2,000 euro to buy a coaching
Of
or
course.
whatever.
And let's be
Yeah.
honest, in many cases, these people are just trying to make money on people that are quite desperate. They're just looking for help.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't want to judge it. If somebody get into this situation, also there is a reason for that. So
Yeah.
there's no
Exactly.
judgment. There's no
Exactly.
judgment.
Exactly.
But yeah, like what you want to say is really important, I think, because I think what people don't get is that you really need to put your effort to make a change. There will nobody who gonna save you. There is no salvation from the other
Yeah.
people. You need to save yourself,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
that's the hardest point.
That's the hardest
That's
point.
the hardest point.
That's the most simple thing actually, but it is the most not complicated, hard in a way because it is so individual. Like overcoming your and looking at what is going on because your thoughts and your feelings are creating your reality, and to really take this deeper look into yourself. Why is my reality like this? What is going on inside of me that all the time I'm attracting the same things or doing the same things and falling into the same holes? What's going on inside of me? Yeah. But I would also say that anything that raises your vibration is good. Yeah. And sometimes you need something from the outside. Like I really don't want also to undervalue what healers can bring. But yeah, I don't want to make people think they rely on anything because they don't rely on anything. If they really want to change something, they can change it, and yeah.
Yeah, and usually it takes time. It's not immediate.
No,
it's a
it's
process.
not from it's not from overnight.
Yeah, maybe maybe you would like to put some of your life examples about how the shift came to you, how your investigation went through these years, and what was the biggest shift. Maybe you also put some chronology into it.
Yeah.
What would you like to share?
So definitely the biggest shift was that point that I just described when I stopped to look outside of me and really had this eye on my own thoughts and feelings 24/7. And it was like this, that I was maneuvering myself again and again in similar circumstances and would burn out after burnout. And then I did all of those things. You know, I forgave my father. I had a speech with my mother. I was in peace with all of them. I made peace with my friends, and I was just asking myself like, what is going? And of course, I also did all of the manifestation tools and cold shower and breathing and jogging and you know, I didn't do tapping. I was never so much into tapping. You know this
Yeah, of course
tapping.
I know. Yeah, but I don't want to disturb you, but also there were some really good tools that you paid for. For
Yeah.
example, Light Code.
Yeah.
Maybe we should also make a little
Yeah.
quote about it.
Yeah. So no, there's another important point that I have to say here, because when you start, and I will link this video that I made, how manifestation works, and kind of a lecture on this topic where I put all of my insights in, assessed them and explained it. And when I started to that what I explained in that video, it was not that manifestation was just there, but I knew that I have to master my state of being and things will happen. I knew it. And that's also why I had these dreams and desires inside myself, but I was always asking myself, because back in the years I was reading Dr. Joe Dispenza, like maybe, I don't know, probably, okay, let's say 8 years ago, around 8 years ago, I was reading Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he was telling the story about his daughter and how she is such a great manifester and things are happening all the time. And that's why I always knew it is about me. It is about me that the things are not there yet. But this can also be a trap. You know what I mean?
Of course I know.
Because I was looking, like investigating on myself, like, okay, I am the mistake. What is wrong about me? What kind of emotions and what kind of thoughts? And I was like, officer, making investigation on myself a lot. And this was actually like the peak when I put these tools into action, because before I was relying a lot on outside tools, and then in that period, which was just 1.5 years ago, when I put these things into action, applied it on my daily life, I was really also in hermit mode. I was working a lot, but I was not really emotionally open to them. So I was just working, not really connecting. And the manifestations also didn't appear just like that, because I was shifting my state of being, and after some time, I just couldn't continue to do what I was doing. I just couldn't. There was like, if I go and live this life one day longer like this, I will lie on the ground and never get up again, seriously. And I had to run away. That was my first manifestation result from that inner work, but it was great because I finally gave myself permission to feel what I was burying so long. And that actually there was nothing wrong about me, which I believed for so long, and why I investigated so much onto myself and figuring things out. And in the end, also, there was nothing wrong about the people around me, but I see now that we as souls, and now this is the loop where it's all coming together, that we pick a certain environment to go through different experiences, to learn some lessons, and it is part of the shift that we have to give to other people at some point. You know what I mean? That without these, there is no wisdom without experiences, right? You can't just read the book and then teach it to people. Okay, well, we have this a lot in university, but we want wisdom, right? We